So I thought I'd try vlogging. I went to go see Spider-Man with my brother, so I'm wearing my Spider-Man shirt. And after that, I have to do laundry, so I'm in the laundromat right now. Last night I finished Peace Shall Destroy Many by Ruby Weib, and it is good. It's about a man questioning his faith in the Mennonite community. Not necessarily his faith, like he knows that he wants to be Christian, but about the religion more so. So it's really quite interesting. And it reminds me of another obsession I have, which is the Duggars, who are religious fundamentalists. And I'd like to hand the book to one of them to maybe like kind of trigger one of their thoughts. And now I'm reading The Diving Bell and the Butterfly by Jean-Dominique Bauby. And this is about a man who had a massive stroke in his brainstem, resulting from having locked-in syndrome. And he actually dictated this book by blinking his, that's my right eye, by blinking his left eye. So that's pretty cool. I worked with someone who had a brainstem stroke as one of my patients, and he was better off, thankfully. He was able to, he has a dot on his glasses that enables him to use a computer, and he can move his thumb, so he has like a little mouse thing, and he can control his wheelchair with his head like this guy does. So it's pretty neat to read the story of someone like that. So yeah, just here at the laundromat on a Tuesday. You helping? I don't know if I have any more. Oh look, there's another one. Boop. And a big one? There you go. Boop. So it's Tuesday night, and I'm in my usual reading position on the bed, head propped up on a pillow, book in front of me, and I'm reading The Human Flies by Hans Olaf Lahlum. And this is a Norwegian crime detective novel. I got it as a gift a while ago, and I'm just getting around to reading it now. But it seems interesting. It happens on the same night that Martin Luther King dies. In 1968, I'm gonna butcher all these names. Colborne Christensen, known as K2, is called to an apartment block where a man has been found murdered. And then it ties in with the resistance during the Nazi occupation and all the secrets that different people are experiencing in the building, the different secrets they have. And his assistant, Patricia, is in a wheelchair, so there's some interesting stuff going on here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I've only just started it and just thought I'd update you and show you what, you know, this is my reading position in bed. So it's just after 11 now. I should have been asleep a long time ago, but I really got caught up in reading The Human Flies by Hans Olaf Lahlum. I'm reading that backwards in the camera there. And this is a detective mystery. I already said that. What I'm really liking about this is that everything's kind of very straightforwardly told. It's reading almost like a police report with just bits here and there of personal thought. So it's really quite interesting in that way. The only thing that's getting annoying is that he's constantly referring to people by their full name. Like there's a character in here, and she has, that's my cat, she has 4 or 5 names and then her last name, and he's like constantly referring to that, or by like at least her first, second, and last name. So that's just a little bit annoying, but other than that, it's quite interesting. I'm really interested to see where this murder goes, because it's a locked room mystery, and those are always really interesting. So yeah, that's what I'm reading tonight. So it's Wednesday afternoon. I just got off work, and I'm having a late lunch of spaghetti squash with bolognese type sauce that I make. Some nice fruit, juice, some cold water, and I'm going to finish reading The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. The chapters are really short, and the writing's very clear, so it's very easy to read. Reggie is over here enjoying the cool tiles, because it is currently 37 degrees. So it's a nice day to stay inside with some fans going. Yeah. Today I finished the Diving Bell and the Butterfly by Jean-Dominique Bauby, and I'm still gathering my thoughts on it, but it's definitely a book that I think every person who's worked in the medical field should read. It's really good. If you don't know, it's about a man who has locked-in syndrome after suffering from brainstem stroke. It's really good. And I'm continuing on with reading The Human Flies. I just got to the explanation about what human flies are. And human flies are apparently people who've suffered a trauma in their lives, and their whole rest of their lives are just circling around that trauma, like flies circling around trash. So that sounds really interesting, because there are a few traumatic things going on in here. And I've made this little handy-dandy list of all the suspects for the case, and I'm writing down notes to try and, you know, help with the investigation. I already have my ideas, but I'm like not even like a quarter. Like I'm like 1/10 of the way through the book so far, and I'm like, I know who the murderer is, but I would be highly surprised if it turned out to him, because it seems kind of obvious right now. So yeah, that's my Wednesday night. So it's Thursday, and I just went to the thrift stores with my mom, and I found this Kobo, $10. It says not part of the sale because they're having a 50% off sale, so this was really cool. It comes like in the box with everything still in there. So I do have an e-reader, but it just developed a line in there. So it's not, you know, I can still read on it, but it's not, you know, in the best of shape. And why not replace it for one for $10? And the lady looked it up in the store, and she says it's actually like $89 if you buy it new. So I thought that was pretty cool. And this is an e-ink one, which I prefer because you don't get the glare on the screen and it's easier on your eyes. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited now. Okay, so this isn't the best angle, but it's the best I can do with what I have in my car right now. So I'm just gonna talk about more reading that I do, and a lot of the reading that I do is actually in the car while driving. Not actually reading a book, like holding a book and reading it, because that would be incredibly dangerous since I am the one driving the vehicle. But I do listen to a lot of audiobooks because my job is great in that way. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to the road at the same time I'm talking. So what I do is, it's complicated because it's called something different in every state and every province, and it's basically I go to people's homes and I'm kind of like a nurse, but I mostly help with activities of daily living. So that means it's like I help them with bathing and dressing and eating, and you know, sometimes it's more complicated than that, sometimes it's less complicated, sometimes it's just sitting there and watching TV with them, and sometimes it's, you know, full on, you know, I'm suctioning trachs and you know, changing bandages and stuff like that. So everything's a bit different. And I go from people's house to house to house, so I'm driving a lot. I looked at one of my paychecks, and in a week I spent 7 hours in the car. So that was 7 hours of an audiobook I could listen to. And what I like to listen to in regards to audiobooks are things that I'm not looking to pay a lot of attention to because I am driving while doing it, so I can't, you know, rewind and listen back. So it's something that I have to be able to pick up on as it goes along. So right now I'm listening to The Expanse, the first book, which I believe is called Leviathan Wakes, which is totally different from the TV show so far. But I'm hoping that the books, as they progress, get more politically complex, because the beginnings are there, but we're only seeing kind of like the people behind the scenes, not the actual politicians like you see in the TV show. So I think that will be quite interesting. Yeah, so that's what I'm listening to on my drives to, in between, and from work, because I'm all over the place. It's nice sometimes I have like really long drives, which are like about half an hour long, because we go everywhere, like out to the country and stuff. I'll show some clips from one of my favorite drives. This is beautiful. I love taking my time because I usually don't have someone after this fellow. So I love taking my time and no one else is really driving there. So I can go slower and appreciate the views. And sometimes it's just like, you know, a 5-minute drive because everyone kind of lives close in this small town. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to do. Hi, it's Thursday night and I finished The Diving Bell and the Butterfly yesterday. And I am reading The Human Flies. I forgot the title there for a second. So I thought I'd open up a new book and I'd do that on camera. I have it partially started because it was hard to get it with just one hand. So this is... Oh, okay. Using your chin isn't very good. I was trying to unwrap it on camera, but... Never Cry Wolf by Farley Mowat, who's a Canadian author. A biologist. I didn't know he had a degree. That's cool. The true story of one man's incredible adventures with a family of wolves in the Canadian wilderness. Sounds good to me. Friday night. I'm not getting any reading done. This is like the 6th batch of Jello shots that I've been making of vodka, and I'm watching Space Jam while doing it. There's like 4 rows back there, 2 there, 3 there. Done. BookTube. So it's Monday and it's gonna be stupid hot this week, so I decided to venture a few towns over and go to the big thrift stores and pick up some stuff, and I just thought I'd do a little haul for you. I'll start with my favorite find. If you don't know, I collect Converse and my favorite superhero is Batman, so I found Batman Converse and they're really worn, but they're like, normally like these at the thrift store would be like $17.99 and they're only $9.99, so I had to get them like that. Batman Converse. To go with that, I also got, if I can grab it, a new Batman hat, which is awesome. It's got Batman under there. And I got a bunch of clothes, nothing too significant. Oh, and I got these, okay, Dragon Ball Z shot glasses. Yeah. And the books. So I got Memories of Ice by Steven Erikson. I believe this is book 3. Yes, this is book 3 in the Malazan series, and I'm just reading book 2 now, so that was fortunate. They were only $2.99 each, but it was buy 4, get 1 free. Then I got The Broken Crown by Michelle West, which is the first book in the Sun Sword series. I have no idea what it's about. I was just, you know, in a rush, and this was the 5th book I picked out, so yeah. And then, I don't know who was talking about this series, but someone was. It's To Green Angel Tower by Tad Williams. There's part 1 and part 2. Evil minions of the undead Scythe Storm King are beginning their final preparations for the Kingdom Shroud and culmination of their dark sorceries. Which sounds interesting. This one seems to be really political in nature. And then I got another novel by Guy Gavriel Kay, who did the the Finnegor Tapestry series, and people love this one too, Tigana. Magical story of a beleaguered country struggling to be freed is the tale of a people so cursed by the dark sorceries of the tyrant King Brandon that even the very name of their once beautiful home cannot be spoken or remembered. So yeah, that's what I got at the thrift store. Reggie wants to say thank you for watching the video. Look at that bliss out face. Oh my god. Thank you for watching my first attempt at a weekly vlog. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I'm enjoying petting Reggie. Yes.